any ordinary day, but it is day 2 of our 18th International PIMR Conference, and I welcome you all once again to this valedictory session. A pessimist complains about the wind, an optimist tries to change it, and a leader adjusts the sail. It is now time for me to introduce to this gathering our leader, Dr. Pimr sir, who is Vice Chairman, Prestige Education Foundation. Let me play the AV for introducing him.
Mr. Pimr, Vice Chairman, Prestige Education Foundation, Joint President, Prestige Group of Industries, Chairman, Association of Industries, Levas. Mr. Pimr is a panel member of Agriculture and Food Processing of Confederation of Indian Industry and an active board member of All India SS Jain Conference. Mr. Jain's willingness to reach society and support a social cause has been remarkable. Mr. Pimr is a trustee at Indore Cancer Foundation, Sahayata, organization that distributes free medicines to poor patients, and Higher Education Library Project. Mr. Jain is the man of ideas. A generous leader is also a technocrat with thorough knowledge of the process. With his passion for technology and endeavor for excellence in process, Prestige has achieved optimization at all levels of operations. Sir takes a keen interest in social activities and is also a member of several commercial bodies in various capacities. We welcome you, sir.
May I take the pleasure of requesting respected Dr. Pimr sir to address the august gathering.
Good afternoon, respected Dr. Arya Kumar, Chief Guest of the valedictory function, and Dr. Rajendra Durga, today's guest of honor, Senior Dr. Devasis Malik, and other dignitaries on the dais, delegates from different institutes, faculty members, and my dear students. I warmly welcome you all to the valedictory session of the PIMR 18th International Conference on the theme Transforming Management Practices and Processing for Economic Development and Societal Welfare. The primary objective of the conference was to provide new insight, interaction and deliberation on business and academic practices, which are essential for innovation and adaptive management strategies for sustainable social growth in entrepreneurship and business. I firmly believe that transforming of management practices and processes is essential to achieve economic development and societal welfare in the new world that we found ourselves in. It will require a fundamental shift in the way we think about management, a willingness to embrace new way of working, and a commitment to innovation, sustainability, social responsibility, diversity, equity, and inclusion. If we can make the transformation, we will create a better world for ourselves and future generations. Over the last 2 days, we had a deep insight into several research issues, discussion on policy papers, suggestions, and implementation of different management models. Yesterday, we had a half-day research workshop by Dr. Abhigyan Sarkar. Today, we had 13 panel sessions, including the best PhD thesis competition. To inculcate research among students, we had a research paper competition for students, Jigyasa, in which students from across the nation participated. We also had 11 technical sessions in which researchers presented their work, and to evaluate the same, we had 24 senior academicians as technical session chairs. Around 150 papers were discussed during this conference. On behalf of the PMR family, I express sincere appreciation and gratitude to all the moderators, presenters, and participants for their energetic and thoughtful discussion, which I believe have made the conference very fruitful. I am delighted to share with you all the purpose of the conference has been achieved with the overwhelming responses received from the participants and delegates. Yesterday, inaugural ceremony was graced by the presence of Honorable Dr. Renu Jain, Vice Chancellor, Xviii University Indore, as our chief guest. In the ceremony, Dr. Dennis Wink, Professor of Finance, Maynard Business University, alumnus of Harvard Business School, was conferred with the PMR Eminent Academician Award. And Dr. Rajarai Chaudhary, Group CEO Darwin Platform Group of Companies, was conferred with the PMR Management Excellence Award. We consider our faculty as our assets and to foster and encourage them for their outstanding research, patent, copyright and publication in the session 22-23. The Institute has accredited faculty members. Today we have with us Dr. Al Kumar, Professor and Dean, Alumni Relation Business Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani, and Dr. Rajendra Nargundar, Vice Chancellor, Prestige University, and they will enlighten us with their inspiring thoughts. It's my honor to welcome Chief Guest of today's Valedictory Function. We look forward to having such international conference in the future as well, so that students, researchers and academicians will get a platform to share their innovative ideas and to give an opportunity to young birds to fly high in this world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now is the time to take you through the prestigious journey of this very prestigious institution of the country, Prestige Institution of Management and Research. Let's have a look at the AV.
Educating someone is the noblest effort anyone can do in his lifetime. Prestige Education Foundation was founded with the same motive in the year 1994. In its journey, this foundation is nurturing students from LKG till PhD. With the vision of developing students of society as frontrunners and to contribute towards national development, Prestige Education Foundation runs institutions offering courses in management, engineering, law, media studies, commerce, IT, to name a few. With its glorious voyage of excellence in quality education, research and consultancy, the Prestige Education Foundation now stands at a new threshold with its upcoming Prestige University. The man behind this vision is Padma Shri Dr. N.N. Jain, an entrepreneur, industrialist and philanthropist. Carrying the vision of Dr. N.N. Jain to new heights, Dr. Devish Jain, Chairman, Prestige Education Foundation and Chancellor, Prestige University, and Mr. Dipin Jain, Vice Chairman, Prestige Education Foundation and Pro-Chancellor, Prestige University, are spearheading this intellectual entity by following the footprints and vision of their father. Maintaining high standards as per the norms and directives of higher education and education bodies of state and central government, the institute was successful to get permanent affiliation from the prestigious Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya Indore in the year 2000. It enjoys autonomous status thrice consecutively by UGC in 2006, 2012 and again in 2018. It is recognized by University Grants Commission under 2F and 12B. The institute is proud to have been accredited thrice with the highest grades by National Assessment and Accreditation Council UGC. Currently, Prestige Institute of Management and Research Indore enjoys NAC A++ grade with a CGPA of 3.57, making it the only institute in Central India to do so. It is also an ISO 9001-2015 certified institute. PIMR provides suitable environment for academic research and currently has 49 PhD guides, 115 JRF and PhD awardees, and 91 research scholars at our PhD Center, which came into action in the year 1994. The PhD Center is a recognized research center of Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. At present, close to 400 research papers of our faculty members have made their place in different and esteemed international and national research journals such as UGC, UGC Care, Scopus and ABDC. In the year 2019, PIMR was enlisted under UGC Paramarsh scheme, where it assists other institutions for NAC accreditation purposes. PIMR Good Governance Cell has been actively involved in conducting various activities related to public-private relationship model and helps to accomplish various government projects. Department of Higher Education and World Bank initiated governance benchmarking project with international standards, in which PIMR Indore is identified as a top-notch institute and has been suggested to offer suggestions and recommendations to other institutions. The year of 2018 brought another milestone for us as the foundation stone of Atal Incubation Center Prestige Inspire Foundation was laid, which is an initiative supported by Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, and the Government of India. The concept of Prestige Atal Incubation Center is to give a shape with the notion of establishing startups in the agricultural sector of MP region and other promising sectors by budding entrepreneurs. The AIC currently has 12 startups that have won numerous awards at international and national levels. Beginning with 400 in 1994, the student strength now stands at over 5,000 and continues to rise in postgraduate courses, MBA Full-Time, MBA Financial Administration, MBA Marketing Management, MBA International Business, MBA Personnel Administration, MBA Advertising and Public Relations, Master of Mass Communication. The institute also offers BVOC, Bachelor of Vocational Studies, in Banking and Financial Services and E-Commerce and Digital Marketing. In undergraduate courses, BBA, BBA Foreign Trade, BCA, BCom Honours, BA JMC, and in law courses, BA LLB Honours, BCom LLB Honours, BBA LLB Honours, LLB Honours, LLM. The institute also offers a range of certification programs. Complacency leads to stagnancy. The institute continuously evaluates itself through participation in various external rankings conducted by external agencies. The institute has been consistently ranked in top business schools of India on a variety of parameters. The institute supports and promotes a range of developmental programs for faculty members and has successfully conducted many faculty development programs, research methodology workshops, curriculum development workshops, case study workshops, and international conferences ever since its inception. We are proud to host a galaxy of experts, luminaries, and delegates cutting across industries and sectors who have blessed, motivated, and inspired our students with their knowledge, experience, and expertise. PIMR's Research Consultancy and Training Wing conducts MDPs, EDPs, and many training programs for industry and several departments. Under the umbrella of best practices, PIMR prides itself in providing the students a holistic center, road track club, PIMR literacy mission, and our flagship program Rahat, a health camp organized to serve community. Anubhuti and village adoption are at the forefront of our endeavor to contribute meaningfully towards social causes. A sound infrastructure is one of the most crucial elements for creating a sound learning environment within an institution. Keeping this in mind, the institute has been maintaining its advanced infrastructure such as e-library, dedicated English language lab, computer-based simulation lab, and a well-equipped media studio that caters to all the requirements of film and television production. All these have led to the creation of award-winning productions. Department's community radio and Prestige International Film Festival help media students to get contemporary exposure. Apart from classroom teaching, the Institute provides an array of activities and engagement initiatives for students. E-Shakti, a student-driven event, was a joint initiative of Madhya Pradesh Agency of Promotion of Information Technology, Bharti Airtel Limited Airtel, and Prestige Institute of Management and Research, which empowered 1,20,000 women of Madhya Pradesh by making them computer literate. Regular series of institute industry interactions, student-driven clubs, Central India's biggest youth festival, Manthan, are all platforms for students in the direction of experiential and hands-on learning. With our students, we have successfully achieved Guinness World Record of largest backward walk and many other records. We are proud about our supportive and meaningful MOUs with foreign universities and institutions such as Munich Business School, Munich, Germany, London School of Business and Finance, Singapore, Federal Polytechnic, Boko, Anambra State, Nigeria, International Latin University, Argentina, Poltava University of Economics and Trade, Poltava, Ukraine, NEFU University, Yakutsk, Russia, Synergy University, Moscow, Russia, Florida International University, United States of America, in Rushford Education Group, Rushford Business School, Switzerland, Berlin School of Health Sciences, Berlin, James Lind Institute, Switzerland, to name a few. We also maintain a list of strong linkages and professional MOUs with industry. The Institute offers global exposure to students through its international linkages in the forms of international internships, industrial visits, foreign certification programs, and short training courses. An institute is known by its students and their success stories. Placements at PIMR have been outstanding, attracting recruiters from diverse sectors. Alumni are the real brand ambassadors, and our institute feels immensely proud of PIMR alumni who are creating milestones in their respective fields. Having made their footprints domestically and globally, our alumni are associated with top leagues across industries. The next milestone in this enriching and engaging journey for PIMR is to be a degree awarding institute.
The fragrance of flowers spread only in the direction of the wind, but the goodness of a person spreads in all directions. We are very fortunate to have among us one of such intellectual illuminati who has been spreading the fragrance of his knowledge and experience for what we can call a lifetime. Our chief guest of the evening, Dr. R.A. Kumar, Professor and Dean, Alumni Relations, Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani. I take the honor of introducing Dr. R.A. Kumar with the gathering. May I play the evening?
Dr. R.A. Kumar, Professor and Dean Alumni Relations at BITS Pilani. Professor Dr. R.A. Kumar has PhD in area of Financial Management of Higher Education in India from BITS Pilani. Dr. Kumar has diversified experience of more than 44 years in academics, research, banks and financial institutions. Sir has contributed his services in many reputed institutes like Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management, New Delhi, BITS Pilani, NIT University, Munjal University, IIS University Jaipur and other leading universities. Sir is a member of National Entrepreneurship Network India, Faculty Advisory Board and an expert member in Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council, Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. Sir has completed several workshops on entrepreneurship and technology innovation in collaboration with international universities. More than 70 publications in national and international journals added glory to his credit. Sir has co-authored 4 books in the area of entrepreneurship, general management, and ethics in management. Dr. Kumar has been conferred with distinguished faculty awards like Global Excellence Award, Entrepreneurship Educator, and Mentor Special Jury for his outstanding contribution in the field of academics, management education, and entrepreneurship education. We welcome you, sir.
Big round of applause.
I feel elated to now invite Dr. Subramaniam Raman Iyer, Director of PIMR UG Campus, to conduct the award ceremony.
Respected Vice Chairman, Prestige Education Foundation, Dipin James sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Prestige University, Dr. Rajendra Nargonkar sir, dignitaries and invited guests, my dear faculties and students. It is always said that the leaders are in the focus for evaluating the situation, evaluating the people, evaluating the context and whatnot. But let me tell you, should we go about evaluating the leaders? Yes. At the elementary level, we have leaders who can deliver fantastic output. I would say the second best leaders are those who, apart from output, can also give fantastic outcome. And the last are those who, in addition to giving output and outcome, are those who identify, nurture, and make people grow, make leaders grow. PIMR, under the great leadership of Dr. David Jain and Dipin Jain sir, and under the leaders, I would say my very beloved leader, Dr. Devesh Malik sir, is heading for identifying the third rung of leaders, that is, those who make differences, those who make impact, and those who are in the process of identifying the future leaders of the country. On those lines, we have honored some of the fantastic leaders yesterday and this morning, and I am very happy to introduce and announce the profile of Dr. Arya Kumar. Dr. Arya Kumar has contributed very rich, he made a rich and diverse contribution in the educational fields, research institution, financial institution, banking institution. He has also been spearheading various organizations and guiding them towards establishing their vision, mission and expertise. He has been promoting entrepreneurship all around, especially in the field of education. And his services in the field of management, research and academic excellence is something unparalleled. For this outstanding performance of his contribution to the academic world, industrial world, knowledge world, PIMR is pleased to award Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. Arya Kumar. Give a big hand. I call upon Dr. Dipin to kindly transfer the award to Dr. Arya Kumar.
तालियां रुकी नहीं चाहिए, ladies and gentlemen, it is Lifetime Achievement Award. Let's continue with the applause for the Lifetime Achievement Award. Thank you so much all. Many congratulations, sir. I request Dr. Arya Kumar to kindly share his experiences and addresses of this gathering.
Good day, God's day. I'm really touched and humbled by this honor being given, the Prestige Institute of Management and Research. I really don't deserve it. I really don't deserve it. But would like to express my gratitude from the heart to the Institute. This Institute is a distinct institute in many ways. This is the second time I have been visiting it. But the kind of energy which I see, kind of vibrancy which I see, kind of leadership which I see, kind of team which I see, things just happen. And since yesterday evening till now, I've been wandering around how without directing things have been happening on their own. That is what we say as management processes, management practices. In the morning, before lunch, Professor Parimal Bachin was highlighting about humility. And management, when I talk about it, management is certainly a common sense. It doesn't require really a degree. And he touched upon that point very nicely. Management is everywhere. If we are open enough to learn from each other, we develop and inculcate the competencies which make us effective. He was focusing on a humility, and a counterpart of the humility when we look at his arrogance. And you might have seen in your life, people who are arrogant, others would not come near you. He was talking about a giving. If we are on a receiving end, we cannot achieve things. More we give, more we get back. The other part of management is love, love, love. In fact, Einstein also in his last memoirs, a letter written to his daughter, said, if I would have known the essence of a life which is a love, maybe the scientific temper would not have got inculcated me, I would have been a different person. So love and fear is the other two extremes, and the management revolves around love. Fourth thing which has come of late, which again has come by one of the guru of a management from India, you can recapitulate his name. He focused on a strategy, unfortunately he is no more, but his essence of the management was collaboration, 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 not the competition. And we cannot grow without collaborating, we cannot grow without collaborating. So humility, giving, love, collaboration are the essence of the management, and which have been undergoing a change over centuries. I was recently looking at the Harvard Business School, which we say is one of the best schools globally. Today their management programs are altogether different. They talk less inside the class, they talk more outside the class. Most of the traditional courses are no more than a Harvard school today. They were a capstone project. But for a capstone project, the faculty has to be far more superb, far more knowledgeable, far more intelligent, because then they have to steer the discussions and have to come out with the essence of a learning amongst the peer group. And some of the traditional subjects no more find a place in a Harvard. Same has been happening in some of the other world-renowned schools. So management practices that we talk have been undergoing a change, and I'm very happy that this year the theme which has been kept is a transforming management, transforming organizations, transforming leadership, transformational leadership, principles, processes and practices. In fact, the first book which came from a guru of a management, Peter Drucker, was Practice of Management. He didn't talk about theory, he talked about whatever is the essence of management, it's a practice of management. If you learn something and don't operationalize it, it is not worth learning. So processes, practices for economic development and social welfare. So if I quickly just take you through the centuries from maybe 1780 onward, so industrial revolution had given us some practices. Steam and the railway came, which gave some development. Steel, electricity and heavy engineering came in 1880 and 1900. But skipping all this, last few decades have been dominated by the ICT, the manufacturing 4, industry 4, and today we are talking of AI, AR, VR, blockchain, machine learning and whatnot. All our life has been undergoing a change because of that. Now, if we quickly look at my 100 largest USA companies, at the beginning of the 20th century, only 16 are identifiable today. Of the Fortune 500 companies, in 1970, 1/3 ceased to exist in 1982. So today's the complexity which is there in a business, you would agree with me that if I have achieved a leadership position, I cannot be guaranteed to continue with that. Be as a human being, be as an organization, be as a country. Today we are talking about India to becoming a $5 trillion and maybe $10 trillion economy and taking a role in terms of third largest economy soon, already fifth largest economy. So the assets today is my brand, reputation, size does not guarantee your success. And one has to be always on a toes to keep learning and keep growing. Emerging trends, if you look at it, more and more people will be self-employed. Esteemed Dipinji was talking about innovation and entrepreneurship. You'll be surprised to know, today my 1/3 of the people are self-employed in the most developed country in the USA. Generation Z has caused a lot many, I would say, issues for the economy and the organizations. There are fast turnover of employees. At the same time, there is fast obsolescence of competencies. So my individuals also cannot continue to have a guarantee in terms of a rising stature in an organization if they don't keep learning, keep growing, keep reshaping. 5,000 years of accumulation has happened in 30 years, the last 30 years. The last 30 years, whatever has happened in the last 2 years. So that's the pace with which my knowledge has been growing. And that's why we say normally, educational institutions' main role is to develop a mindset which should be charged with the energy, charged with the problem solving, charged with the innovation. So whatever he would learn in my campus today, maybe insignificant part of that he may use in another job, and even that may not come as a useful thing. So today my employer is basically looking at my aptitude, my attitude, my leadership. So these are the aspects that get inculcated in educational institutions. I would say that would do the major contribution of the teaching learning process. So it's not about access to information, but my relevant information which can help me in taking a quick, fast decision which can deliver me effective outcomes. So we say the fast changing global business practices are happening in terms of management practices and the technology and the people. And all of you would agree that the 20th century made us realize that we need to be careful with the concept of impossible. And we started saying, I am possible. But today's world is saying that I am possible is certainly there, but I will be at a greater toes to make things happen in a reality. So we say the greatest risk that is arising is to apply all solutions to new problems. My new problems would require new solutions. And therefore we say innovations are of 3 types. One is I know the problem, I am working for the solution. There is innovation which says I know the solution, I am looking for the problem. But today's challenge is I neither know the problem nor know the solution, I am still working for innovation. Greatest thing, and that's what has brought in a transformational changes in our society today. You would have believed, say one of my students, 2016 graduate, started a company known as Postman, today has 6 lakh customers across the globe. and it's already a $3 billion of a valuation company. Another guy who passed out in 2010, Xviii, all of you must have heard of it. It's today a $10 billion company. But these people are coming out with a new solution to the new problems. That's why they've been able to capture the market in a different way. So the few broad concepts, revolution versus evolution. So evolution keeps us alive, keeps us alert, keeps us having a foresight about the future, keeps us in terms of having a vision. Revolution keeps us relevant only. And today's leaders have to be evolutionary, not revolutionary. Change is hard, and it's hardest on those caught by surprise. And for the good leaders in the world who foresee things far ahead of time, we really keep admiring one of the educational reformers in Abid Pilani who came in 1969, and we are reaping the benefits of that particular education process till today in terms of work integrated learning programs, industry exposure, flexibilities, humanities, English student learning a computer courses. That kind of flexibility he gave in a 72 years. So they are always visionary, far ahead of time. And the second thing which you have to learn is prove versus improve. Proving has not to be the job, but to keep looking at how can I develop it further to improve. So to prove is to demonstrate something is true or viable. That's what we do in the PhD thesis also. But ultimately we have to give an insight in terms of what improvement would it bring in and around me. So today, when you look at the management transformation, the key three trends around which the management is to revolve is a mobile technology. Whereby handset and a mobile has become everything for me. We become uncomfortable for a few minutes if you don't see that here and there. I don't know what we will lose, but every 5 minutes we will like to see what new information has come. It may be relevant, may not be relevant, but we are certainly always in terms of having a fear that something I should not miss. But then when I talk about one of the greatest investment wizard, he doesn't keep a mobile. Okay, he is managing the maximum companies. He doesn't interact with his leaders once in a year only. That's all. Mobile people, entrepreneurial leadership, and the mobile money, everything has become now virtual. So these are the three trends around which the management practices is to evolve and grow. And we say essence lies in terms of entrepreneurship. Entering in a dark tunnel and seeing the light. Having a mindset, having a passion to come out with something new which should leave a footprint to change the life of the people around you. So it would basically involve around unfair advantages, unfair, I'm using the word, or a fair advantage. Entrepreneur will set an unfair advantage, which comes through entrepreneurship, technology, and the people. So principal processes and practices when we look at the management, future leaders have to create customer value to individual in society. These of course have to revolve around fundamental subjects, but the essence of all these subjects has to revolve around two basic principles. One is my values in management, and second is the customer value. Whatever I teach in a class, I should be able to integrate with the innovations, customer value, and the ethics of the values in management. So the formative assessment in the learning, when we talk about it, it has to be learning from everywhere. That was the fundamental thing which Professor Merchant was highlighting. Anywhere, everywhere, from everybody, from peer to the CEO of the company. Replacing lectures with active learning. That's what I was talking to you about the capstone projects. Involving students to learn. Third is by technology scouting, learning, analytics, content sharing, and the instructional design. And the fourth is the excellence in the innovation. So by formative assessment in the educational system in years to come has to basically revolve around learning from everywhere and active learning. And leadership will revolve around ability to develop and articulate a value proposition, business models that enable employees to make decisions. And when I think employees to make a decision, it's not the director or the chairman has to make a decision. Your PR has to make a decision. Leadership is really the one and all. And the best example of the leadership which we can think of even teaching in the classes is, I would say, a girl at the age of 8 or 9, all alone in a home in a village, parents have gone through the cultivation fields, and suppose the 5 guests come in the home, you can imagine the way she treats them. We were talking about Atithi Deva Bhava. She would put heart and soul to entertain them at the home all alone. Therefore did she pick up this management skills. It's a situational leadership which comes through putting the people into situations. You might have seen an accident happening on the road. The hundreds of vehicles would pass, but the one fellow would take a charge of the situation and take him to the hospital. A leadership which is unimaginative. So we say business models that enable employees to make decisions. Committing to the culture that values mentorship, learning and recognizing. Recognizing that the respect is the essence of a life. A small child is also craving for a recognition. So you find the management transformation, when we talk about it, the leaders who recognize verbally at every moment, I'm sure they will get far more response from the employees and the team around them. So people will need to be inspirational. I as a leader have to be just an example. People have to take charge from within in terms of taking clues from my actions. Inspirational. Vivekananda has focused most on that. In fact, for Vivekananda, if I take a small clue, Vivekananda challenged the most his Guru. And Ramakrishna knew that there are certain experiences for which even Vivekananda is not prepared at this point of time. But the Vivekananda questioned him, give me that experience of a Devi. And Ramakrishna kept on telling him about, don't insist it. But ultimately he was forced to give it, and it was so illuminating and so charged that at some moment the Vivekananda could not bear with it. But the student should be questioning you and should be testing you, and that's why I normally say in a class we come across 3 types of the students. Students ask me a question, good question, because he doesn't know the answer for that. And I should passionately help him to understand it. But the second type of question, his student knows the answer, he asks me a question. He would like to test me. It's better for me not to answer if I do not know it. I lose the credibility in the very first day if I give him a wrong answer. And you might have seen in the school children that is very prominent. Parents may teach them right, but the teacher, whatever wrong she has or he has taught, they would not believe that it is wrong. The third is a kind of a question which I ask, because he is asking me, I should also ask him in the class. But that kind of a situation, teacher has to smartly manage so that time doesn't get lost with others. So, just to conclude in a brief, the management practices have been undergoing a change, will keep undergoing a change. The change and the challenge is the essence of life, and as a leader, we should mobilize the energies of one and all, irrespective of what is the educational qualification. Because God has gifted with that gift of mind, gift of intelligence to one and all. It's only a circumstances that somebody of us is a PhD, somebody is illiterate. But a large number of illiterates will make millions and billions of rupees. Because the experiential learning has been far more powerful. So to conclude, we say, the will to win in a life, the desire to succeed, and the urge to reach your full potential, and make your team to realize their full potential, these are the keys that will unlock the door to the personal excellence and the organizational excellence. So with these few words, let me conclude here. This year the theme has been a marvelous theme in terms of a transformation, economically and societal perspective. And the management practices will keep evolving. One of the books which you might have read at one point of time, he basically focused on good to great. The another book talks about break the rules, and the first way to learn something new and create something new in the organization, break the rules. So similarly, each one of us, wherever we are, we should enjoy and contribute our best. Be as a teacher, be as in a corporate sector, be as an entrepreneur. But the future challenges are going to be far more ticklish, and we need to be far more developed in terms of evolving things around us rather than improving things around us. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Let me once again express my love-filled gratitude to the Prestige Institute of Management, Dipanjay, Devashish, Dr. Nicholas, and one and all of you for this opportunity, wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts and insights on essence of management practices and leadership, and guiding us through the path of excellence. Your words of appreciation and inspiration indeed are very motivating for all of us. Thank you so much, sir. Now is the time to introduce to this gathering our guest of honor, Dr. Rajendra Nargunkar, Vice Chancellor, Prestige University. May I play the 8th now?
Dr. Rajendra Nargunkar, Vice Chancellor at Prestige University, Indore. Dr. Nargunkar had earlier served as a professor at Indian Institute of Management, Indore, Director at IMT Nagpur, IFIM Business School, Bangalore, and PES Institute, Bangalore. Sir has Bachelor's in Engineering degree from Osmania University, PGD and MBA from IIM Bangalore, and PhD from Clemson University, USA. His areas of interest include advertising, tourism and retailing, digital marketing, and social media. His work has been published in journals including the Academy of Management Journal USA and Journal of Global Marketing USA. We welcome you, sir.
I take this opportunity to request respected Dr. Nargunkar to kindly address the august gathering with his words of wisdom.
Good afternoon. First of all, thanks, and it's a great pleasure to be here. I'm probably a co-host, being a part of the Prestige Group, and thanks to the brilliant organization by my colleagues here at PIMR, both the UG and PG directors, who I think have inspired many of you into making this successful event that it has been. I'm sure it has been very gratifying to all the presenters over the couple of days, and I'm sure some of you are going to be recognized and awarded for it as well. But let me, since it is the fag end of the two-day event, I'll keep it short. How many of you have heard of the balanced scorecard approach? Some faculty members, I'm sure, would have, some students also might have in the strategy related courses. So what I'm going to try and do is maybe link the concept of a balanced scorecard to a faculty's own performance measurement, maybe. The original balanced scorecard was popularized by two researchers or authors, Kaplan and Norton, somewhere in the 90s. And it talked about how an organization could measure its own performance on multiple parameters which are different from each other to a substantial degree, though there might be some overlap, ranging from financial to non-financial measures. So what is the life of a faculty member like in, let's say, a 30+ years career, assuming a PhD at around the age of 30 and post that in a business school or engineering school or whatever area for the rest of your career? How do you achieve excellence? And maybe to link up with the theme today, how do you also attempt a transformation? People say that change is constant and it's all around us, but maybe transformation is optional. You have to work at it, and faculty members or corporates, I don't think there's an exception to this. Anybody who wants to change themselves or transform themselves needs to work on it. So how can you maybe use this concept of a balanced scorecard in a faculty member's life is what I'm going to touch upon very briefly. The first and foremost that a faculty needs to achieve in his career is, of course, career advancement. Assuming that he has a PhD, he has done some research on his thesis, which I believe some of the theses were presented here earlier. Publications along the way, research papers in journals, both for survival and for promotions in the career. So that is number one, maybe one part of the balanced scorecard. You need to measure yourself against some of those parameters naturally. The second, I would say, in the life of a professor is excellence in operations or skills. So what does a typical professor do? He teaches courses, among other things. So efficiency in preparation, maybe efficiency in gathering materials, maybe in directing assistants if you have some, in gathering materials and preparing those materials, structuring them for teaching. How to do it in a more efficient manner is probably a skill that all faculty members need to develop over the years. And it comes from experience as well as it comes from observing other people do it, as in anything else. Reading regularly, time management are other crucial skills which are part of this, maybe in developing yourself, in becoming more efficient at doing things. The third, in my opinion, is the marketing orientation. I have been a marketing professor for the bulk of my career, and no matter where you are, you have some stakeholder, if not a customer. In the case of a professor, a student is definitely a major stakeholder, and therefore your orientation towards the student is the most important for a professor or a teacher. So you have to be probably able to brand yourself as a useful resource for them. Maybe be a guide, be a mentor, in addition to being a regular teacher of content. Because content nowadays is universal. At the click of a button, anybody can get most of it. So the old role of a teacher in terms of transferring content from a book into the student's notebook or wherever is no longer very, very relevant. Rather, designing exercises maybe more of a job that a teacher needs to focus on. So, transforming yourself, the faculty member, into a better you over the 30 years or so that you are a faculty member would probably include, and this is probably the fourth element of the balanced scorecard, where you try and reinvent yourself in some ways. For example, you try teaching a new subject A few years ago, I started teaching digital marketing, though I did not know ABCD of it, or the D and M of it, in the case of digital marketing. Only because it was the in thing, and everybody was talking about it, and I needed to find out what it is like. So, though I used to teach advertising and marketing research in the earlier years, I thought, why not try this out? And there were resources available, fortunately. Lots of people helped with their suggestions on teaching materials, and I found a few online as well. And luckily for me, it took off. I mean, the course ran quite well, both in the executive education section of IIM Indore, which used to run in Mumbai at a particular location, as well as in the regular PGDM or MBA classes. A couple of other courses that I've experimented with over the years is a seminar on thought leadership, where we go beyond management thought, and we also encourage students to gather material, do research, and present their ideas on a given topic, not necessarily a management topic. So this was run a couple of times at IMT Nagpur, where I used to work, and also at IIM Indore for their IPM, which is a 5-year degree after the high school. Also, I think some attention needs to be paid to evaluation methods. I think this was also touched upon by Dr. Kumar earlier. And we need to look at methods of evaluation, including capstone projects and maybe other methods, which include presentation to the classroom or to an audience which is beyond the classroom. For example, it could be a conference paper or a case study being presented somewhere, which the students need to also learn how to do. So I've done this for a couple of my textbooks as well, using materials produced by student groups in my courses, and I'm sure it can be done by any faculty member if they choose to do it. Create different kinds of evaluation methods and also teaching methods is what I'm trying to advocate. Finally, tying it all together to further your own goals as an academician while reaching the organization's goals where you work, and achieving or making or helping students achieve their goals. Their first goal might be a job in a business school, an opening in a corporate or an organization which values their skills and learning, but it can go beyond it. Some of them might turn into academicians themselves over a few years after their stints in the corporate world, or go to social organizations and an NGO, or turn entrepreneur. So to aid them in all of this, I think a faculty member can inspire certainly in multiple ways, and I'm touched by many former students who keep coming back and saying, this is my current situation, what should I be doing if I want to do this, for example, get into academia or become an entrepreneur, etc., etc. So this happens all the time. So to end it, again, compliments to the organizers of this conference. I have organized a few during my earlier days, institutes of at different places. And I know it's not an easy job to do. It involves a lot of coordination and a lot of work. Student volunteers, of course, help. So, a couple of conferences which we had organized, I remember, or the ones which I have attended regularly. One was Great Lakes NASME conducts a marketing conference every year, a few of which I have attended. At IMT, we used to do a case conference only devoted to cases, case writing, which in my opinion is somewhat represented in research conferences. So this was only devoted to case writing, and people presented cases. I think many years ago, Prestige here did a case conference as well. I remember attending it as a visitor, as an expert. I don't remember which year it was. So once again, thanks to the invitation to be here, glad to be here. I am currently representing a brand new brand of Prestige, which is Prestige University, and we plan to start a set of MBA courses which are not offered by too many business schools in India at the moment. starting with an MBA in sustainability specifically, another in logistics and supply chain, third in agribusiness, fourth in e-business, and so on. So please let your connections know that we have at Prestige in a brand new campus on Ujjain Road these programs available to anybody who is interested, and also a 5-year IPM kind of BBA plus MBA program which will begin soon after the MBA program in 2023. Thank you once again and all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Your words of experience were truly inspirational and enlightening. We thank you so much for your valuable insights. Nothing great will be achieved without great men, and men are only great if they are determined to do so. Regardless of the career path a person is following or their position in society, there is always a room for learning. Research is an imperative part of learning and developing as a scholar. Without research, any intellectual growth is quite impossible. To facilitate the quest for knowledge and provide a platform for research, in the 2-day-long international conference, a series of events such as research workshop, paper presentations, best PhD contest, and Jigyasa, a student best paper research contest, were conducted, exploring various aspects of learning and research. This year's international conference has been a huge success, receiving a phenomenal response from all over the country. We have received over 124 papers for presentations from states like Assam, Karnataka, Rajasthan, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and many more. Now, it's a time to acknowledge and encourage the winners of various contests. To do the same, I request Dr. Arpit Loya to please announce the winners of various contests.
Thank you, Satiman. Good afternoon to everyone present over here. I have been taking the honor of presenting the conference report to you, and this year, as Swati had already said, that we received 124 papers from various states of this country, including Assam, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, Gujarat, 11 theses for the PhD contest, and 15 student research papers from these states. This year, the best PhD contest has been won by Dr. Meghna Verma, investigation on products surface behavior of domestic air cargo. I request the dignitaries to please do the honors.
A big round of applause for the winner of Best PhD contest.
I request the dignitaries to leave. The student contest of the best research paper, Jigyasa. This year, we have the winners as Abhishek Mantri and Mimamsa Tiwari for Prestige into the Management Research in Law. The topic was Need of the Hour, the laws of sexual harassment for males, a critical movie. Abhishek Mantri and Mimamsa Tiwari. Requesting to all please give them a huge round of applause. The second to Akash, Vijay and Ayush Chaudhary from St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies, Indore. They come to our risk and return analysis of selected auto, pharma and IT sector companies during the year 2019 and 22. Akash and Ayush. The results for the technical sessions will be put up on the website of Pimr Institute. Thank you everyone. Request you to take the lead.
Let's have a big round of applause for all our winners and all the presenters of all technical sessions. Thank you so much. Living in a state of gratitude is the gateway to grace. Embracing the grace, may I please request Dr. Anirudh Durafe and Dr. Chanchana Jain and Dr. Pranay Karnik to present a memento to Dr. Arya Kumar as a token of our respect and gratitude. A big round of applause. I would now like to invite Dr. Zubair and Dr. Prithya Jain to give a memento to Dr. Rajendra Nargulkar as a token of our respect and gratitude. Thank you all. Now I would like to invite Dr. Nitin Tate, convener of International Conference, to propose the vote of thanks.
First of all, thank you very much to all of you present over here. Over the last 2 years and many years, we are conducting many conferences. And in this particular conference also, over the last 2 days, we have had deep insight into several issues of transforming management practices and processes for economic development and societal welfare. It has been our pleasure to host all the participants of the conference at Pimr Indore. The participants were very enthusiastic, and the proof is that we have started receiving various feedback on the WhatsApp group that we have created and they are congratulating us for successfully organizing the conference. I am thankful to all the participants for attending the conference. We have been fortunate to have some of the eminent persons from academia and industry as well. I am sure that all the participants have benefited by attending the conference. I am also thankful to all our sponsors of this conference for all the support that they have shown to us. I thank all plenary speakers, session chairs and the delegates for their support and participation in the conference. I also take this opportunity to thank all the reviewers and technical session chairs for providing their valuable comments and help towards the improvement of quality of research papers that were presented during the conference. With this, I would also like to express my profound gratitude to Dr. Arya Kumar sir for accepting PIMR Lifetime Achievement Award. So your presence has been always source of inspiration and guidance. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our award. I would like to express my deep gratitude towards Dr. Rajan Nargulkar sir for his kind presence. And your presence has always been source of inspiration and guidance. And the balanced score card for faculty performance measurement will definitely help all our faculty members to lead a balanced life. Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words. I take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to respected Dr. Vipin Jain sir. Your presence always makes all of us happy. This conference would not have been so successful without your kind support. Your words of wisdom always inspire us. Thank you very much, sir, for sparing your valuable time. I am pretty much sure that the objective of this conference is achieved and all the delegates have surely contributed for achieving the objective of the conference. The research findings and the implications will definitely benefit the readers. I hope all the presenters have got valuable suggestions from session chairs. Please incorporate all the suggestions that you have received from the session chairs and send us final research paper by 5th of April so that we can consider it for publication in Prestige International Journal. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheel started rolling months ago. It required meticulous planning and execution and a bird's eye view for every detail. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zone. For this, I would first thank Director of UG Campus for conducting the award ceremony again in a very unique style. Thank you very much, sir. I would be failing in my duty if I did not thank all the HODs, faculty friends, research associates, staff members, and supporting staff for their tangible and intangible support. Your blessings and guidance have bridged the gap and made the entire conference flawless. So, big round of applause for all the faculty members of Prestige and staff members of Prestige Institute. I would also like to thank our senior director, sir, Dr. Devasis Malik, for giving us free hand to organize this conference. Your support has motivated our committees to work day and night and sometimes sleepless nights. This conference is only successful because of the faith that you shown in all of us. Thank you very much, sir, for being the catalyst that stimulated us to do our best and standing as pillars of strength. Thank you very much, sir. Now, my research committee. This time we have established research committee. I would request all my research committee to please stand because I want to show that this is the hard work of my research committee. I would request all the members, first faculty members of the research committee. A big round of applause for all the faculty members of the research committee. Thank you very much. I would thank people who, and they are the people who work behind the scenes. People work behind the scene to make this happen. I would like to specifically mention the work of all the committees for successfully organizing the event. Without your support, cooperation and guidance, this grand event would never be accomplished in the shape you all are experiencing. All my research committee faculty members are backbone of this international conference, and I have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very proactive and dedicated faculty friends of our institution who are well versed in their job. Thank you very much all the faculty members of research committee. And last but not the least, all my dear students, your zeal, enthusiasm and learning attitude, I would say learning attitude, has added value to this conference. Your days of hard work were evident in your acts. We value your efforts and tasks. I hope all of you have developed good management practices and processes while accomplishing your assigned tasks. But don't forget, you have to give your presentation on the work that you've done over here. Okay? And we will be evaluating once again, and you have to showcase the zeal, enthusiasm, and the management skills while giving your presentation. I would request all my research committee students, please, core committee can come forward, because all this, the entire event is successful because of their hard work, their passion, their learning. So if they can come in front and we can have a big round of applause for all my research committee members. There were 170 students. There were 170 students in research committee, and this is the core committee that they have led it. They have been the coordinators of various committees. So thank you very much, all my research committee students. You have done a wonderful job, and your hard work has paid us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. और अंत में कल आगाज था, आज अंजाम हुआ. कल आगाज था, आज अंजाम हुआ. अंजाम का अंदाज भी निराला हुआ. अंजाम का अंदाज भी निराला हुआ. बस आप ऐसा ही साथ बना के रखें. बस आप ऐसा ही साथ बरकरार रखें. पालेंगे हर मंजिल, पालेंगे हर मंजिल. बस आप हमेशा हमारे साथ रहें. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ऑल योर टाइम, सपोर्ट, गाइडेंस, लव एंड अफेक्शन. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Thank you all for making this a phenomenal success, and a big thanks to Dr. Nitin Sandhi, as he will be head of this entire event and he made it a success. Before ending this event, जहाँ भी खुशियाँ हैं वहाँ पर कभी कुछ गम भी होते हैं, and we are all aware of this heart-wrenching and horrific incident that took away beloved Dr. Pimr Sharma, principal of BM College of Pharmacy. For her piece, I request everyone to please observe silence for a minute. We'll have the national anthem now. All are requested to join us for the group picture with the dignitaries, followed by the high priest. Thank you so much.